record on. That sounds good. I'll put record on this computer. And yeah, I want you to understand that the best way to learn any language is, of course, speaking the language. On your own, you can practice reading, you can practice writing, you can even practice listening very easily nowadays with TV shows and that kind of thing. Also with songs, with a lot of different things, really, whatever you enjoy. But one thing you don't get the chance to do is speak very often, or maybe you do, maybe you have a friend who helps you and who corrects you, that kind of thing. But that's what we're going to use these Friday classes for. We're going to use them for speaking mostly. And that's because I know that it's so easy to forget a word if you've never said it. And most of our vocabulary when we're learning another language, we actually get a lot from our eyes. And I think that very often we don't know how to pronounce those words and they don't actually stay at the front of our minds. We can't remember them when we're speaking to people. And that's why we practice speaking, because when you have said a new word 3 or 4 times, you never forget it. Now, I'm going to unmute one by one. What we'll do is we're just coming up to 3 o'clock now. What I would like you to do today, I'm going to give everybody 5 minutes. Now, I don't know how many people are here so far. Let me see if I can find out how to see that. How do I see that? Side by side gallery, will I see you there? Okay, so I think there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us at the moment. Yeah, and so I'm going to give you 5 minutes each. Now, it's up to you. I don't mind if you want to use the pictures, which is why I've put the Herluf Bidstrup pictures. He's the Danish illustrator that we used last time. There are 200 pictures in here, and so there are plenty for us to do. And you're welcome to do that with your 5 minutes. Or if you prefer, maybe you've got a favorite book or a favorite film that you would like to retell, favorite TV show. It doesn't even need to be a book or a film. If you have some passion, some hobby, some interest that you want to tell everybody about, that's great. You can use your 5 minutes doing that. I actually don't mind what topic you would like you speak about. I really don't. I think that the main thing for language practice is that we speak, and it's good if we try different topics each and every Friday. Yeah, if we do different topics each time, if you choose a different topic each time, it's probably best. But that is why I use the pictures, because the pictures you've got no preparation for, and so you just have to do it spontaneously, which is exactly what speaking a foreign language is actually like. Okay, I'm getting a notification here. I'm not sure what this is. Something's coming through on my phone. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's go one by one, and let's start with Makita. Are you ready, Makita? And I'll unmute you first, because I have to ask to unmute, I think. Do I have to ask, or do I just unmute? Okay, are you there now, Makita?
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Makita. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm fine. I'm fine. And what about you?
Yeah,
how are you doing?
All good this side. It started off very sunny in this country, in the southeast of England. But it then started raining. It's been pouring with rain for the last half an hour. And so standard April day, really, in England. We say April showers because we get a lot of rain in April. But yeah, I'm doing well. It's good to have another live class. I've been looking forward to it all week. So I remember that you're from Finland. Well, you're not from Finland, but you're in Finland at the moment, yeah?
Correct. I'm in Finland at the moment. And the weather is getting better in Finland as well as it's in your country, and I'm really glad that I have now more opportunities to go outside for a walk, because I live in a small town, and there are lots of beautiful places you can visit and see.
Okay, and what would you like?
Lots of things to do.
Yeah, I imagine it's very different to where you grew up. Where did you grow up?
Originally, I come from Ukraine. I come from Ukraine. My hometown is Mariupol.
Oh, okay, I understand. Yeah, and when did you move from Mariupol to Finland?
I moved to Finland in 2022.
Okay, yeah, I understand. I understand why. I think everybody understands the situation at the moment. Yeah, and so perhaps it's a little...
Exactly. This was the reason why I moved, why I left my hometown and moved to Finland.
Yeah, I
Uh,
understand. I understand it's a lot
uh,
safer, yeah, in Finland.
I'm sorry, I haven't caught you. What?
It's a lot safer in Finland. Yeah, I imagine it's a lot safer. Life is a lot calmer, a lot more enjoyable. Yeah.
The life is a lot safer,
So
safer and calmer, especially in this particular town. There are a lot of mm, elderly people here. I mean, mm, uh,
yeah,
young people usually don't spend much time in such towns. They prefer to go to bigger towns for study and work. But um, as I have said earlier,
as I said, as I said earlier, yeah, when you put
as
earlier there, it's got to be past simple. The earlier makes it past simple. As I said earlier.
as I said earlier,
Good.
there are still a lot of things to do here, and a lot of I don't know, uh, spots to visit and experience, and you can always uh, get on a bus and travel to a bigger city, and and have have a good time there. And
Okay, and
yeah,
do you want to tell us about a book or a film, or do you want to tell us about Finland? It's up to you. We've only got a few minutes left now, and I'm going to put it to each person. Yeah, we'll mute other people at the same time so you don't get distracted. But do you prefer to tell us about a book or a film, or do you want to do one of the pictures?
mm, let it be a story about my favorite English band,
Excellent.
uh, which is the Smiths. The
Okay,
Smiths.
okay, I know this,
I
of course.
I very love
I,
it.
I.
I love
Mhm,
this band very much, very much.
good.
I It occupies a special place in my heart, and honestly, I tried not to tell anybody that I I really appreciate these musicians. Unfortunately, one of them passed away last year. It's Andy Rook, a bass player. Yeah,
And why that
it's
bass, by the way, we pronounce that bass
ba
player, bass.
bass player. But the three more still remain alive. Unfortunately, they will never reunite to give a concert again. But they have left uh, a legacy
Yeah.
behind. Uh, they have recorded. They recorded because they are not active anymore. They recorded 4 albums and 2 compilation albums. If I'm mistaken, it has the same this kind of title, and 1 live album, and they usually referred to as um, one of the most influential bands in of the 1980s,
Good.
especially if we are talking about the indie music in indie scene.
Good
Uh,
scene, excellent. Yeah.
yeah, and their sound is also very stands out. Uh, uh, it's uh, uh, they're well, I can't really
Wait,
feel I feel nervous.
okay.
I feel like my heart is going to jump out of my chest.
It's okay. Very good for the Smiths. Anyway, very good. Does anybody else now have any questions for Mikita about the Smiths? Now you'll have to, I don't know, is there a way you put your hand up or something like that? Because I've got you on mute at the moment, guys, the rest of you. If you can put, if you've got your video on, you can put your hand up. But I don't know how you tell me if you're muted. I'm not sure. Is there any way? Do you know, guys? Have you used Zoom before? This is one of my first times with Zoom, and so I'm going to get used to it for the first few classes, I'm afraid. But okay, perhaps we'll just move on to the next person. Then we're going to go round the class and do this. But go on.
Dave, I haven't really said anything about their music and their songs and I don't know, their influence on other artists, unfortunately. But well, at least I've tried. I've tried to say anything, but really, when I I have a lot to say in it. Really.
Yeah, about the Smiths. I'm sure you do. Yeah, they're your favourite band, so you've got lots to say.
Lots to say.
Let me just talk about 3 mistakes then, which I've caught listening to you there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to write a feedback document for all of you so that we do look at the mistakes as well. So what I'm going to do is, will this work? Hopefully this will work. Okay, can you see my lesson feedback document? Yeah, it says, can everybody see that? Yeah, excellent. Yeah, okay, I can hear some people. Thank you, Cecile. Yeah, and I appreciate that. I see you muting yourself and unmuting. Let's do it like that then. I will. In future, I'll leave you all unmuted, but if you could just mute yourselves when you're not on, that would be great. So here are the 3 mistakes that I heard. This first one, the life, is a lot safer. You do not use an article with life when you mean life in general.
In general.
You mean life in general, and life, when you mean life as in the concept of life, it's uncountable. When you mean lives like people's lives, like your life and my life, as individual countable units, then it is countable, certainly. But when you are talking about life in general, like life and death or something like that, life and death there will be uncountable. They're only countable when you're talking about individual lives or individual deaths. You can make death countable as well, like that. How many deaths, you know, happened or something like that. And so no article for life there. Yeah, is that clear?
However, I could have used the determiner my life.
If you mean yours, then yeah. And this is it. You're right. You can say my life is a lot safer, or somebody else's life, and it becomes countable life because it's your life. It's one among many. But when you mean life for anybody is a lot safer, then you just use no article. It sounds odd to put the there, because I think whose life, when you say the life, I think, oh, whose life is a lot safer, but you mean everybody's, and so it's better without any article there. This one, as I said earlier, it's the earlier. That means it's got to be past simple. It can't be present perfect, have said, when you say when, and that for any finished period, and that includes earlier. Earlier means not now, and for that reason we can't use present perfect. Yeah, it's got to be past simple with anything that's not now. When you say for or since or ever or never, you are including the present moment, really. You mean all of your life until now. And so this is why it's got to be, as I said earlier. And then this is a very common mistake, this one, not very love. You could say I very much love. You could. And we do use very much sometimes before the verb. Yeah, I'm very much interested in a few other words as well. We're very much disappointed or something like that. You can use very much before an adjective, before a verb sometimes. But generally speaking, use really before a verb, and it's always correct. Okay.
Okay, thank you for correcting my mistakes, and you're a very attentive listener.
Yeah, I will, and I will do this for everybody. Now we'll go around the whole group, and I will write down all the mistakes, and I will put this document out for everybody. I'll put it in the grammar shed for everybody to look at. Now I'm going to go on to the next person, but thank you very much, Mikita. That was excellent. Let's go on to Sneha Pallavi, who I recognized from the last time. So I'm going to mute you for the moment. In fact, if you could mute yourself, Mikita, that will be easier, because then you can unmute if you want to say something. Yeah, and it's just Oh, excellent. Pallavi's got it. You've got it, Pallavi. Fantastic. And is it, sorry, is it you prefer Sneha or Pallavi? Am I saying the name right?
Yeah. You're of course right. My name, I prefer Sneha.
Sneha.
Yeah.
Excellent. And what are you going to tell us about today? Would you like to use the picture stories, or would you like to tell us about something from your life?
I'd like to share some of my life experiences. I mean, just a brief introduction about myself.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah. I completed my PG post-graduation, and I have a brother. Now, as of now, I have only the main issue that I have is I'm a patient of arthritis, so I'm struggling a lot. Yeah,
I understand
I'm struggling a lot.
I've got arthritis in these two fingers. It's why they're so big. Look, you can see it. That one's really, look at that. It's not
Yeah. I think that. Yeah. Yeah. So most of my life as of now has been struggling now. And recently I lost one of my professors here, and really I'm down because of his death. So I'm not able to concentrate on my studies. As of now, I would like to clear my NET exam, national eligibility test. Yeah, actually I'm from India. So yeah, I have to clear the exam, but I'm not able to concentrate because of his demise. And coming to my personal, what I don't know what to say, but I have a stage fear. I have speaking fear. I'm not able to communicate my. Yeah. I'm not able to. I'm not able to concentrate. I mean, I'm not able to speak because I lack communication. I lack people here. People around me who can speak with me in English. Is it to speak with me or speak to me? Talk to me, talk with me.
Both are correct, actually. In America, in some parts of America, they say speak with, and I think in some parts of the UK, they'll say speak with. But in the majority of the UK, they say speak to. Certainly in my area, people say speak to, talk to. But I'm well aware that the Americans say speak with, talk with sometimes. And so I don't consider it a mistake, certainly not.
Okay.
And it's quite often like that with prepositions. Quite often one or another is possible. You know, like with tenses, quite often two tenses are possible, three tenses are possible. And the same with prepositions. Quite often there's two or three prepositions which are possible.
Okay. That's it. So I feel like communicating with others in English, but I lack fluency.
You like fluency?
I lack fluency. Yeah, I'm not able to communicate my ideas as fast as others do. Even my brother speaks faster than me or I.
Than I do. My brother speaks faster than I do is the best version. But you're right that most natives will just say my brother speaks faster than me. But what I don't like is just the I on its own. That's not correct. We need to say than me if you don't want a parallel sentence. That's not parallel structure. But if you say my brother speaks faster than I do, that is parallel structure. And so if you are going to use the I, and that's fine, just put the do there as well, because then it means my brother speaks faster than I speak. And the do is replacing the verb speak, but it's implied by the auxiliary verb do.
So I do is correct, more acceptable.
I do is what I prefer as a grammar teacher, and it's what it's nicely balanced. It's much you make sure with I do that it can't be understood in a second way. If you say me, sometimes that will be misunderstood in some sentences, just because it might mean one thing or another thing. I think I have an example from an old lesson where it's he's more in love with money than his wife. Now, that might mean he's more in love with money than his wife is in love with money, or it might mean he's more in love with money than he's in love with his wife. And so to make it clear, you say he's more in love with his money than his wife is. And then that makes it clear his wife is in love with money.
Okay, it clears the ambiguity.
Sorry?
It clears the ambiguity.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying to avoid ambiguity. And, you know, I still have to say, though, that most natives will say that one. They'll say, my brother speaks faster than me. Yeah, and everybody will still understand you. It's clear. There aren't two different meanings there. And so that is still possible. It's still correct, certainly. And it's probably more common than I do. But I prefer the I do. It's more balanced. It's grammatically better.
Oh.
Okay, so I would use the second one in an exam, but I mean, the first one's fine. For if you're chatting with friends in an informal situation, it's fine. In fact, it's maybe even better just because it's what natives more often use.
Okay.
Okay.
And I finished my MA English, but I still have, but still I have this communication problem, and also I lack some of the aspects of grammar. I don't, I mean, I'm not well versed with the grammar. Some of the points like this I do, and recent usage of recent. Recent, yeah. Should we use it as, I mean, I have recently or I recently? I mean, perfective tense or, I mean.
It's usually present perfect, but it doesn't actually have to be. I often use it or I often teach it as a signal word for present perfect because usually it's present perfect, but I wouldn't say it has to be. Recently might include now, or it might not include now. And for that reason, you could use it in past simple, or you could use it in present perfect. The same with lately, exactly the same. Lately, we have been, very often you'll see it in present perfect, but lately I went, well, no, like actually, lately I went to the shop. I don't like that. Lately, I've been to the shops. It's usually present perfect, but I'm sure there are some situations where past simple is possible as well. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, it is like that for some words. Some words, it's very clear that you need present perfect with yet, already, just. But remember that the Americans very often, I hear the Americans often use past simple with already. And in Britain, that sounds quite strange to say, did you already do something? We wouldn't say that. We'd say, have you already done? And so it does change from place to place. I think in America, they don't actually like already in past simple in an academic setting, and I've seen them testing it in some of their exams. And so just because they say it in the films, it doesn't mean they want that kind of language in Stanford or Harvard or one of their top universities. They probably want present perfect with already, or they certainly were testing that in the GMAT exam anyway.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, thank you. And I do some of the translations also. I undertake some translations, but still, because of my grammar difficulties, I become pessimistic sometimes.
Well, I think with grammar, it's just a case of keep studying it and studying it and studying it. You never know grammar perfectly. There's always something else to learn, a little bit like any subject. And so you never know everything about it. But I still think the more that you study it, the easier it becomes. And it's partly difficult grammar because people are constantly breaking those rules, and over time, rules change. And so, of course, grammar is challenging. Okay, let's move on now to, I'm going to just move it on just to try and make sure we get everybody in. Let's go to Manuela. Yeah, and I'm just choosing people as I see them on my screen as the next person on the list. So Manuela, would you like to speak? Can you unmute? In fact, I'll ask you to unmute. Yeah. Is it working? Manuela, can you? Hello? Oh, I don't think we've got any sounds coming through. I think there might be a problem with your microphone, I'm afraid. Okay, we'll keep going. We'll go on to the next person that I can see. And I can see Lefteris, who I remember from last time, from Greece. Let's go on to...
Hi.
Let's go. Yeah, can you hear us, Lefteris?
Yes, I do. Loud and clear. I can hear you.
Excellent. So how are you? You good?
Yes, I'm good. It's Friday. Thank God it's Friday.
Absolutely.
And as a teacher, we have like the weekend more or less free. It's free time. So shall I introduce myself or my background?
Yes, please.
Okay, so my educational background is not, let's say, a conventional one, because as I progress and as I research stuff, I become interested in many different areas. But my bachelor's degree is in pedagogy in teaching.
Oh, pedagogy. Yeah,
Yes,
pedagogy.
that's actually, I think, a Greek word, the root of it. So I'm a teacher certified for children in Greek schools. Also, I have concluded a master's degree in my hometown in Trikala, which happened.
Probably not concluded, actually. I have finished a master's degree. Did you say concluded?
Yes.
I would say finished, or I have completed a master's degree.
Yeah, it's more fitting, actually. I have finished my master's degree in Trikala, and it was in another relevant subject. It was in sports psychology. And it was interesting. It was like interdisciplinary, and the best part of it was that it was an international program. So I had the chance to meet people from abroad and practice my English, which was really important. And I want to continue to practice my English and improve my fluency in it.
Which age group do you work with as a teacher of Greek?
Well, it's like from first grade till sixth grade, so there are children aged from 7 to 11 years old. And that's my main occupation. I also happen to write stuff mostly in Greek lately to correct or editing process of texts, and it mostly has to do with ratings from AI machines, and that's what I do like part-time. It's to improve in the Greek language the text to sound more natural, to sound more.
Does the AI make a lot of mistakes in Greek?
Yes, I think it does more than it does in English, and it's susceptible to many errors. But the prospects for it are good. And there's actually a kind of great interest in this field for to improve it and to to put money on it, invest in it.
Okay, yeah, to invest in it, yeah, to invest time and energy in it, and it will get better and better and better.
So yeah, it takes input from a lot of people. It's also human feedback, not only the feedback from the texts that are online. And yeah, more or less, that's the things I do.
Okay. Do you want to tell us about a book or a film or a hobby that you're into?
Oh, great. Yeah. Now I can show you a book I recently read. It's in English also. It was very challenging for me, at least, but it's I don't know if you know it. Chaos.
I don't know. Who wrote Chaos?
James Clegg.
Okay, James Clegg. And what's the main premise? What's the main argument? Is it a novel or is it something else?
It's mostly like a science book, but for the mass public. It's not too technical.
I understand. I have one called Chaos and Necessity by Jacques Monod in the bookshelf there. I read it a long time ago, but I think it will be on a similar theme. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually a branch of let's say mathematics or physics, like stuff
Chaos.
like that. But yes, and it's a separate branch, and there has been a great scientific interest from some people with concepts such as predictability, such as I don't know how it's called, the Mandelbrot sets, which are infinite. The infinite Mandelbrot sets.
Mandelbrot sets. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Fractals.
Yeah. Fractals. Yes. Indeed. They're included in the theory. It was a nice read, but a bit upper level, both as an English, but also intellectually, it's like challenging.
I understand. Is that you like to choose difficult books, yeah, to learn English with? Of course, it's a difficult topic, chaos theory.
Yes, not to take it to your vacations with you, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not a light read, it's a heavy read, but nonetheless, you really enjoyed it, yeah?
Yeah.
And I assume it relates chaos to AI. I mean, why do you like it?
Actually, it was a suggestion from Robert Sapolsky, this specific book, let's say. It was like one of the reads. He said that he's like a neuroanatomist, or
I've heard of him.
He's like
Sikorsky. I've heard of him for some reason, or the name rings a bell in my head.
Yeah, he's kind of viral lately with his book and his lectures that have attracted attention.
I must have seen him maybe on YouTube or something like that. I've come across him before. I'm sure.
Also,
Sikorsky.
He's a Stanford professor, and he has some relevant lectures about interdisciplinary stuff about behavior mostly. And it was a suggestion. It was like a book. He said that you will have many insights from it, and you will like expand the way you think about science and behavior in general. And that was a way. That was a suggestion, let's say, from an authority figure, like a
exactly.
reverend figure.
It's where we find new books. Yeah, the previous authors we've read have recommended somebody, and so we try them. I also like this genre. I like science. I like fringe science, if I'm honest. I like something on the edge of science that might be true, might not be true. New theories, new ideas. I enjoy reading about them, certainly. Okay, let's keep moving. I'm sorry, Lefteris, to move swiftly on, but it's just to make sure we get everybody in. But it's great, and please come to the next class. And I want everybody to come to each and every Friday. We're going to be doing it at this time, 3 o'clock every time. So let's go on to Natasha now. I see Natasha Matusiewicz. Yeah, Matusiewicz. And so I'm going to ask to unmute. I hope that you're going to come on, Natasha, and then we'll do Cecile and then Maria. But can you turn it on, Natasha, or are you a little bit shy? You're shy? Okay, we're going to go on to Cecile then. Can you hear me, Cecile?
Yes, I can hear you, Dave. Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm just going. I was just about to leave because I had planned enough time for the class today, but I'm glad I have a chance to speak, and I'll try to make the Friday off at 3 o'clock. So hi to everybody, and I'm happy to meet you all. So
do you want to tell us about some kind of hobby or book or film that you're into? Or you can tell us where you weren't here last week, so I don't know where you're from. Or anything about you. Introduce yourself.
Yes, I may begin indeed with introducing myself. Thank you, Dave. So it's going to be done for the next class. So I'm living in Canada, and I just registered to the course yesterday. So it was a bit last minute, and the fact is that I wanted to see how I could improve my English, different way to improve my English, and maybe have the occasion to make mistakes and also be corrected immediately.
Maybe have the opportunity to make mistakes and get them corrected.
Yes, have the opportunity to make mistake and have the opportunity as well to be corrected.
Good. Good.
Yes. And to hear the other make the same mistakes as I do, and being corrected. I think it's important. I mean, to my point of view, not to learn with mistakes, not to learn from your mistakes.
In my point of view, sorry, and I agree. It's nice to have your mistakes corrected straight away. Otherwise, you say them many times, and then they become fossilized mistakes in your head that you make again and again and again.
Yes, and I like the way that you write it immediately. So in my point of view, and I can immediately, repeat it. And we often made the same mistakes wherever we come from. It's so interesting. I mean, so that's the way I was trying to do this discourse today. And also, what do I like to read? Actually, I'm not reading that much, and I was thinking about getting back to reading to improve my English, then to read in English, and I may ask Dave also for that, to have some suggestion of kind of common English, everyday English. I'd like to enlarge my vocabulary, actually. And I wouldn't like to read something too specific, but I know I have that project to go back in reading
Go back to
books
go
again.
back to reading.
Go back to neither of them.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
I need to get back to reading books again, like I did when I was younger in French, and that's how I learned and improved my French, which is my mother language.
Of course, yeah, and it really helps for enlarging vocabulary. I think books are fantastic for enlarging vocabulary. I do also recommend personally, and of course, there are an infinite number of ways to learn a foreign language, but personally, I really like reading books and listening to them at the same time. I print them out. I've got one of Chekhov's stories here printed out, and I like to listen and read at the same time. It really helps my pronunciation, and I find that I actually understand more when I do both at the same time. My wife told me that she was doing it years ago, and I noticed just how quickly her speaking got better and better and better. And I only started doing it about 6 months ago, and I should have done it. I should have started a long time ago, like my wife did, because it really helps. It's certainly just as good as TV shows, and I think it's actually better than watching TV shows, because there's more vocabulary in a book than in a TV show. And so it's very useful for enlarging vocabulary.
And I guess you have few mistakes.
Make few mistakes, yeah? You mean
in the books? I mean, in the books compared to TV shows, you know, they sometimes
they do indeed, they certainly do. And this is I mean, the good thing about TV shows is they do show you how natives actually speak, which is with mistakes, you know. And so sometimes you know, sometimes I'd even recommend that sometimes you make the mistake just because you'll sound more natural than saying it grammatically correctly. I mean, for example, natives very rarely use whom. I think very few natives use whom. Maybe 1% of natives use whom, and that's why you actually sound quite natural never using it. And the same for a few other mistakes, like everybody here says, me and my friends went to the park. And it's wrong. Of course it's wrong. It's my friends and I went to the park. But nobody says that. Everybody says me and my wife, me and my friends, me and John. And so they use this me, which is obviously an object pronoun, as the subject of the verb. And that's wrong, but it is what everybody says. And so if you want to sound natural, sometimes it's even worth making the mistakes. It all depends what you want. You know, if you're talking to somebody and you want to impress them with your language skills, and you know that they speak a very high level of the language, then perhaps it's worth saying it correctly. But if you're in the pub with friends, something like that, it's probably best to make the mistake like everybody else does. It all depends what your goals are. Okay.
Personally, my goal would be to first have a good English and then in a more easiest way to get back to mistakes as everybody does. And I just want to confirm before I left my place to someone else, before I leave my place to someone else, you recommended to listen to the audiobook by the same time as reading the book?
At the same time as reading the book, yes, yes.
And so we have to find books that exist in audio and, of course, written.
Yeah, I mean, YouTube, if it's a classic, YouTube will have it. Someone's already done it. They've read it aloud and put it on YouTube. And I'm only looking for that. I'm looking for the voice, really. I mean, personally, I like it like that. Sometimes, I mean, sometimes you'll find the book, if it's really famous, you might even find it on Spotify. And so I was, for a while, I was just listening even without reading at the same time. I could walk around and listen to the story as well. But yeah, the classics are easier to find as audiobooks, certainly.
Do you have a name, just at least one that is not, I don't want to speak as Shakespeare does, you know, it's too complicated. Do you have a common author that would suit for any of us, that would begin with a classic with it, which is not too complicated, with the words that you will never use in everyday English speaking?
The more modern the book, the more modern the language. And
Okay,
so, I mean, certainly when I was a kid, I read Conan Doyle. And when I was 15, I didn't like it. There were a lot of words there that I didn't understand when I was 15. And I read the same books again when I was 25, and I'd already started working as an English teacher. And suddenly I found it really enjoyable, really fun, and I enjoyed the language even. But the truth is, yeah, nobody speaks like Sherlock Holmes nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very kind of very nice way of speaking, but it's very old-fashioned, and so it would make you sound strange to use a lot of Sherlock's vocabulary or grammar. And I don't even like his grammar in some places. He's got this old third conditional form which nobody says anymore, and so even the grammar can be different in an old-fashioned book, certainly. I mean, it's more complicated. The sentences are more complicated in older books. But modern books will give you that kind of modern language, modern expressions, and so it's best to stick with those if you want modern English.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Dave.
Okay, let's move on. Thank you very much, Cecile. That was great. Let's move on to, I think it's Maria. Is it Maria? Yes, Maria. Is it Maria? Okay, are you coming on, Maria? Hello.
Hi there.
Hi there. How are you?
Hi. Very nice to meet you.
Good to speak to you too. Where are you? I don't remember you from the last class, so tell us a little bit about yourself.
No, that's my first time, in fact. I live in Italy. And I work as a teacher of English as a second language.
Okay. So and who do you work with? Who do you work with?
Teenagers, mostly. Yeah, I work with teenagers from 14 to 18.
Okay, you've got excellent pronunciation. You don't actually sound Italian, you sound English.
That's great news.
Yeah, very good pronunciation.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. It's loud and clear here.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so tell us about perhaps a hobby or a book or something like that, or something, anything you like that helps us get to know you better.
Okay, lovely. So I have recently become a mom, and therefore it means thank you, I have less and less time on my hands. So I don't really have time for reading, although I wish I had. So for my job, I need to teach literature as well. And there are so many books I've never read myself in my life. And now I wish I had the time to do that. But thank God, as you said, audiobooks help a lot while driving the car.
Yeah.
I do listen to books while driving the car. And I am currently listening to Dubliners by Joyce, which unfortunately I haven't read.
Do you like James Joyce? Yeah, I assume you like James Joyce.
Right, so I do. I don't mind him. I think you need a deeper level of understanding. So I think you need to go back to his books in order to understand the layers it has. And to analyze it better, because at a first glance you might just be like, okay, what do I do with this story? But if you read it back again and if you try to understand the connections and everything that's there, it's fascinating. So I think it won't be enough for me just to listen to the book. I'll have to go. I do have the paper book as well, so I'll have to go back reading it, maybe just a few stories, those I find more interesting, and just go deeper and maybe read some critical articles just to make sure I have a good understanding of it.
I understand that James Joyce has a difficult style. I don't know because I've never tried him before, but I know he's famous for the stream of consciousness writing style.
Yes, yes.
Is it easy to understand or difficult?
I believe this one of Dubliners is easier, but from what I read, if you read Ulysses, that is quite complicated.
Okay, I see.
I haven't given it a go, but as soon as I will,
Yeah,
I'll-
good.
I'll
I
be
like your
sorry.
vocabulary. Really good vocabulary. Give something a go. Give something a try. Very, very nice. Very natural sounding. Yeah, to try something. Have you been to Ireland?
I haven't. I've been to Scotland though.
Okay, I feel like I can even hear a slight Irish twang in your accent, and so I decided you must have spent some time in Ireland, or maybe lived in Dublin for a year or something like that. It's not the case, no, just Scotland.
No, but the person reading the book has an Irish accent, and given that I have been listening to it before, it might be the case
I
that
can hear it.
accent.
I can. It's very soft.
Yeah,
It's
it
very
might
soft,
be.
but I do feel like there's a small Irish twang, much more than an Italian twang anyway. And so that's fantastic. Very, very clear pronunciation. Really good. Okay, and any
Thank you,
TV shows that you enjoy or anything like that, or listening, maybe music?
And now TV, I've banned it from my house
Good,
because of my
good.
daughter. So I'm not watching TV at the moment.
Most of it's rubbish, I understand. Yeah, 99% is just not worth watching, and so yeah, it's perhaps best to ban it. How old's your daughter?
1 year and a half.
Okay, yeah, so very little.
Yeah. So she is now trying to explore. So if she finds the remote around the house, she will definitely try to turn the TV on. So I try to hide things from her.
It's like a little toy, isn't it, for youngsters? And I don't think well, of course, they don't realize how addictive something like the screen can be, especially nowadays with interactivity and tapping the buttons and clicking.
That's right. So music, I kind of listen to everything like
lots of different styles.
Pop music mostly though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's perhaps do one quick. Let's stop sharing this screen. I'm going to stop sharing this screen. I'm going to give you one quick picture to do because you weren't here last time, and let's just try. I'm going to embarrass myself now with how poor I am. Okay, stop sharing screen. I think that will work. And then we've got everybody here, and now I need to go to whiteboard. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I think you know this expression. Yeah, bear with me. Oh, not new one. Existing whiteboard. Sorry. 1 second. Let's try that one which I had opened earlier, because I think we've got the pictures on there. Yeah, have we? Hold on. Sorry, guys. I was able to move this earlier. Where is it? Okay, let's try just uploading the book again. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Okay, it will take a few seconds just to upload onto here. It shouldn't take long though. Perhaps I should just take one out of there. Okay, 1 second. I hope you can. I'm not sure. Does anybody know how? Okay, here it is. Does anybody know how I move the screen around? How I kind of move the whiteboard around? Does anybody know? Okay, let's come back to Maria. Can you tell us the story? Tell us the story here.
Have you posted anything? Because I can't see anything.
Oh, sorry, you can't see the whiteboard?
Have you posted any picture? I can't see the whiteboard, but only the names of people who are in it.
Yeah, that was exactly what I could see a second ago. Let's go try zooming out and see if everybody's just far away. I can. Okay. Yeah. And now I'll go in 1 second. Okay. Can you see it now? I'm going to try and move it over to you. Hold on. I need to get used to this whiteboard. I'll have a practice with my son. I wanted to over the last few days, but he wasn't free. Okay. Can you see it now, Maria? I see your name on there. Can you see it?
I can only see different names. I don't know if about the other.
What I'll do is I'll share screen again and I'll just put it.
Oh,
I know what to do.
It says loading.
Don't worry. I'll just get.
It's very small and I can see a letter now.
No problem. 1 second. I've got a different idea. I've got a better idea. We'll just do it like this. I'll share the screen and you can do it from my screen, and then I can just put it onto a new one which we haven't done before as well. Okay, 1 second, and I will share screen. Sorry, guys. Okay. There it is. Okay, can you see this now, Maria? Yeah, these pictures? Is that
Yes.
visible? Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's try not that one. Let's try something which has got quite a few stories in there. There are some very political ones in it. Let's try this one. This is a nice, friendly one. Okay. Okay. I hope it's all visible. Can you see it?
Yes. So should I be telling a story by
Tell us a
looking
story.
at all the pictures?
Exactly. Exactly.
Should I also be giving names to the characters or just saying the
It's up to
toddler?
you. It's up to you. It's
Yeah,
up to you.
okay.
Just try and do it in about 2 minutes so we can move on to. I want to try and get everybody in and do it all before.
Sure.
Probably finish about 1/4 past. I think 20 past.
Right. So
Okay, what can you see?
there's a little toddler playing with a hammer, and he's experimenting, trying to understand how the hammer works.
Good.
And while doing that, accidentally he hits on the foot of his granddad, who is now telling him off because he's hurt.
Good.
Or the baby hurt himself. And he takes the hammer away, and of course the toddler does not understand why this is happening, so he starts crying. And once he starts crying, his mom hears him from the kitchen, and she comes to see what the matter is. And the grandfather or the father, whoever he is explaining, but now they cannot calm the baby down. So therefore they need to call the grandma to help them out. So everybody's trying to calm the toddler down, but the more they try, the less successful they are. And so they need to call more and more people to calm him down, without understanding that the solution is pretty simple. Just give the baby the hammer back. So once they did that, the baby was calm and happy again, and everybody was happy.
Good, excellent. Yeah, I think he's smashing the gold watch here. I think we did this in the last class.
Oh,
I'm
right.
sorry to repeat the picture for everybody else. I forget which pictures we've done and which ones we haven't done. But that was fantastic, Maria. Please come to the next one. We'll be here next Friday as well. And I couldn't hear.
I'll try my best.
You know, very, very good. Couldn't hear any mistakes and very good vocabulary. Let's keep going now. And I think Natasha is the next person on my list. Natasha. I can't see your bottom name there. Oh, it says Natasha Kiev. Natasha in Kiev. Oh, we've tried you, Natasha, and you didn't. Your name.
Me.
It's
No,
you.
no, no,
It's
just
you.
change
Okay.
my name.
Fantastic,
Because it's
Natasha.
confusing.
Fantastic. What would you like to do? Would you like to tell us about yourself, or would you like to do one of the pictures? What do you think? Or both?
Just small talk. It's better to
Okay.
me because my English is not so good, I think.
I'm sure it's fine. Tell us a little bit about yourself. So I assume you're from
I'm
Kiev.
from Kyiv.
Yeah.
I'm a financer, and I'm finance director of a broadcasting company
Okay.
in Kyiv. And I'm 53 years old. Maybe it's not how to say need to know, but I am. And
You're what? I missed that. I missed that. You are.
sorry.
I missed that. You are. What did
Sorry.
you? What did you say? I am. I missed what you said. Sorry, I missed it. I didn't hear.
I'm saying that I'm an experienced woman, and I'm financer. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
Highly
experienced in
experienced.
finance and asset management too. And of course, I need English in my job too, but mostly I'm trying to learn English because I want to have more communication abroad with my friends, with people who live abroad, and have some traveling.
Of course.
That's why I'm here.
Travel. And so which countries have you visited? What's the best country in the world to visit, in your opinion?
I have been maybe more than 20 countries.
Wow.
I have been there, but my next point, it is Camino. Do you know what does it mean, Camino? Camino, it's pilgrim way to Santiago de Camino.
Okay, and which country is it
I'm
in?
going to, sorry?
Which country is it in?
Santiago de Camino is
Spain?
in Spain.
Okay.
But the way Yes, but the pilgrim way from the other country, from the different country, my choice from Porto.
From Portugal?
I'm going to start, yeah, from Portugal, Porto. Maybe, how to say, I thought I need 2 weeks to go from Porto to Santiago de Camino. Yeah.
Okay,
it
so
is
you
my
are
next
hiking. Yeah, you're
point.
hiking from Portugal.
Yeah, it's absolutely, yeah, it's hiking, it's talking, it's a pilgrim way. It is a albergos.
Pilgrimage, yeah, pilgrimage. It's a pilgrimage. Yeah, I think that's
pilgrimage.
I've made a spelling mistake there. Well, I'll check it later. But yeah, pilgrimage.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is my plan to do. And of course, I'm trying to improve my English grammar, first of all, and thank you for your lessons, because it was absolutely, how to say, I have never, how to say,
not how to say.
I couldn't compare your lessons with some others, you know. And just, and this lesson, open lesson, it is my how to experience to talk. Thank you for this opportunity. I think it will be how to say useful.
I'm going to stop you there. I'll stop you there, Natasha. There's a better. I try not to say how to say. It's not what we say. Let me stop sharing this screen, and I'm going to share. Hold on, I'll share my lesson feedback. Here it is, and I've just put it down here. You should say, guys, how should I put it? That makes you sound a lot more native. Yeah, you'll sound like a native. When you can't remember a word, you say, how should I put it? Yeah, it's exactly what we say. We don't say how to say. You can use how to say in a sentence, something like this. I don't know how to say blah, 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 blah. You can use it like that, but you can't use it like a question. It's not a question how to say. You've got to say, how do I say? Or even more natural, how should I say it? How should I put it? We normally say put.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry for interrupting. Sorry.
I'm a little bit ashamed. It's absolutely true. It's my first experience too.
Don't be ashamed. This is a very common mistake. In fact, a very common mistake among most of my students say this, and I correct this mistake every single week. It's like say and tell. It's a very common. Well, it just doesn't sound very natural. I think a lot of teachers, because they understand it, they'll just let you say how to say, but it's not the best. What natives will say is, how should I put it? Yeah, when you can't remember a word, it's always, how should I put it? Okay, and what about favorite book or favorite TV show, or would you prefer to do the pictures?
Favorite? My favorite, how to say, 100 Years Alone. Please, I'm sorry.
How should I put it? How should I put it?
How should I put it? 100 Years Alone. Marcus.
Okay, the 100 Years of Solitude, is it? Or
Solitude, yeah.
I've never read it. I've heard of the name. I've heard.
Oh, it is great. It's absolutely how to say. What should I?
How should I?
How should I put it? Yeah. It is like a psychologist. It's like therapy.
Okay.
To understand, to recognize you in this book.
Okay.
You know, and it is like revision of the life and your place in this life.
Okay,
I highly recommend you this book, and all of them, all of you guys. It's really great book.
Actually, thinking about recommend, I highly recommend this book without the you. Yeah, I highly recommend this book. I highly recommend this book to you, maybe, but you can put it at the end like that. I highly recommend this book to you. But yeah, not really highly recommend you this book, not with the you before the book. Yeah, it's got to be that way round and not this way round. And by the way, guys, everything on the left is wrong on this. This is what I heard. Yeah, I like to write what I heard as well, and what I should have heard. And so yeah, I highly recommend you this book. That's the wrong wrong version. When you put the U there, it's not correct. I highly recommend this book to you. It sounds fascinating. It sounds quite philosophical, psychological. Yeah.
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 Okay. It sounds like my cup of tea. I think I'll enjoy that. I will give it a try. I've never read any of his books. Gabriela Garcia's, yeah, or Marquez, or yeah. I can't remember his name, but I will definitely. I'll give it a try. Okay, let's keep going. And the next person on my list is Alicia. Can you hear me, Alicia? I can't see a camera, so maybe Alicia is shy. Are you there, Alicia?
Yes, I understand you.
Excellent. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I am 17 years old and I'm from Belgium.
Uh-huh.
So I live in Belgium since I was a baby. So everyone in my family lives in Belgium.
Uh-huh. Okay. So which tense should you use with since? Yeah, in this sentence, I'm just going to quickly write it. And sorry, I've made a spelling mistake there. Since I was a baby. Which tense should we use here, Alicia? In this sentence?
Present perfect.
Good, good. So change it. So change it to
I have lived in Belgium since I was a baby.
Good. You can say have lived or have been living. Both. Sorry, but not what I wrote. Have been living or have lived. And it's because live, work, and feel, those three verbs, it doesn't matter. Have been living, have lived, have been working, have worked. Both are correct. But yeah, it's got to be one or the other. I quite like that one. I do. We don't often use it. And so if I get the chance to use it, I do use it. Okay, so you've been living in Belgium since you were a baby. Sorry for interrupting. Keep going.
Yes, so everybody in my family comes from Belgium. I live in Belgium. So, and I am doing homeschooling at home. So I do exam committee in Brussels and I go so I study 2 months and after that I go taking an exam from all my VAC, so mathematics, English, French, all the.
Yeah, you're taking your state exams, yeah, the main exams in Belgium, yeah.
Yes, so it's my last year in the secondary education.
Uh-huh.
So after that, I go maybe to the how should I put it?
Good.
So wait. Yeah, so for a graduate or a bachelor, maybe I gonna do that, or I go working, but I don't know if I gonna do or I go working. So
you're not sure yet, yeah? You haven't decided if you're going to.
Sure. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. But I think I have finished my secondary education in June or July.
Okay, I will have finished then. I will have finished in June or July. Yeah, because it's in the future. Yeah, it's future perfect. Sounds good there. I will have finished my my course in June or July.
So I will finish my course in June.
Will have finished. Sorry.
I will have finished my course in June or July.
Good.
And
yeah, and you're not sure afterwards? It's quite hard to decide. I think I had no idea when I was your age what I wanted to do in the future.
Too many choices you can choose, and it's difficult now to choose in this world to do what you're gonna do in 2 years or 5 years.
It's difficult to predict, isn't it? Where you'll be, what you'll be interested in.
So I search for opportunities or what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna look at.
Yeah, absolutely. You're still looking. You're keeping your options open. Yeah.
Yes. And I read books sometimes, but with English, I'm gonna do now to reading books in English for my English gone better.
Yeah, your English is going to get better as you read.
My English is not so good, so I do my best to talk in English, but it
doesn't sound bad, Alicia. It doesn't sound bad at all. I think you're doing very well. Would you like to try one of the pictures now?
I don't know. My English is not so good. I got try.
Give it a try. Let's give it a try. I'm gonna share on the Bidstrup pictures again. Let's try this. I think we've done this one before. I'm going to go a little bit further. I think we did that last week. 1 second. I'm going to just put it right in the middle. Okay. We should try that one. How about this one? Can you see it, Alicia?
Yes, I see the pictures.
What can you see? These first two.
The grandparents are working in the garden.
Excellent.
They give the flowers water.
Good. You can say they are watering the flowers, yeah? To water the flowers. They are watering the flowers.
The grandfather is doing
tricky, yeah. That's to rake. That is to rake the leaves. To rake, he's raking the leaves, yeah, rake. And the instrument, not instrument, the tool that he's using is called a rake as well. That's called a rake, that one. So he is raking the leaves, okay?
Then the grandparents are finished working in the garden.
Good, have finished, I would say, but yeah, good. They have finished working.
Very finished working. They are happy that their garden is finished.
Excellent.
That they have cleaned the garden.
Excellent.
They gonna take a rest.
Good.
The grandmother is how should I put it?
Good, very good. How should I put it? She is knitting or sewing.
Yes, she is knitting a scarf or anything else. And the grandfather is reading a newspaper.
Good.
And then the grandparents have visits.
Visitors, they have visitors, good.
They have visitors, their friends, I think.
Yeah,
or
I think so, kind of. Yeah, good.
Kind of. And they have a funny time, no.
Well,
no.
some of them do. And I wouldn't say a funny time. I would say they have a fun time. Remember, fun is different from funny. Funny is ha 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 ha, and fun is when you're enjoying yourself. I suppose, yeah, she's laughing at something, so something is funny, but they are having fun. Yeah?
They are having fun.
Excellent.
They are talking with each other. And then on the next picture, what
is she doing down here? What's this woman doing? And what's the boy doing with the chair?
The woman on the left is taking flowers.
Good. She's picking flowers. They're beautiful flowers, and she's picking them up and rooting them up to take home. Very good.
And then on the next picture, two people are dancing, and then the others are looking. The grandparents are looking to say, our garden, we have to clean it.
Good, yeah, they're not happy, are they? We have to clean it again. They've messed up the garden. Yeah, mess up is a good word here. They have messed up the garden. Yeah, they've messed up the garden.
They have messed up, and now they have to clean, and the visitors are gone, so they have to again to clean the garden.
Yeah, good. You can say to tidy up here. They have to tidy everything up. They have to clean everything up. Clean up. Up is a very common preposition in the phrasal verbs. But yeah, they've got to tidy up. They've got to clean up. And everybody else is going now. They didn't help them.
They go. And the others have to clean up the garden again.
Yes, well, the grandparents have to clean up their garden again. Look, there's bottles all on the floor. I think they've broken the deck chair. That chair is called a deck chair. That one there. We have lots of deck chairs on our beaches. I live on the coast, and we always have deck chairs on the beaches. I think they actually sell them. I mean, they hire them. You can hire a deck chair, but I have never hired a deck chair. I just sit on the sand. I'm happy to sit on the sand for free. But that was really, really good, Alicia. Fantastic. Really, really good. Please come next Friday. You know, I want everybody to come back. And let's move on now to Christine, because I can see Christine down the bottom here, and I want to make sure everybody gets a go. So Christine, can you unmute your speaker? I've just asked you to unmute. If you're shy, just don't unmute. And I will try, if you're not there. Oh, hello, Christine. Hello. Can you hear me, Christine? Okay, well, if Christine's not there, hello. Okay, let's try Manuela then. Manuela, are you there? Is your microphone working now? Because I know we tried earlier. Oi, sorry. Are you there, Manuela? I can't. Okay, can you say something? I'll tell you if it's working. Unfortunately not, Manuela. The microphone's still not working. We'll give it a try. We'll try. I'm sure you'll get a chance next week, though. Let's move on to somebody else. Let's move on.
Sorry, has
Dave.
she tried to test the microphone?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay. Of course, yeah. Do try to give it a little try, Manuela. On see if it's working on your end. There was a little kind of test microphone thing on Zoom. I'm not sure where it is, being honest. I use Skype usually, and so I'm used to Skype. Zoom is a new area for me, but I'll get used to it over a few lessons, I'm sure. So if Manuela's not there, let's try then.
Hi, Dave.
Oh,
Hi,
hello,
Dave. Can you hear me?
Stefano. Yeah.
Yes, sorry,
recognize
I
your
was
voice.
late. I was late. I just came home now from my job. So
That's
because
okay.
the train,
Yeah, you
the
at
train-
the hospital, yeah?
yes, and the train delayed. So so sorry.
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem.
Anyway, what are you doing? What is the topic today? I don't know.
We're just, I'm trying to get it round to everybody, so everybody gets 5 minutes, and it's up to you. You can do the pictures, or you can tell me about a book you really like, a film you really like, a hobby you really enjoy, anything really, or your holiday.
This is a free topic. So
Yeah, free speaking.
kind of free topics. Great.
Exactly. I've tried to be strict to this time in terms of making sure everybody gets 5 minutes, or because I know it's really hard when we've got a big room, and
I understand.
sure
I
everybody gets to
understand.
go. But I want everybody speaking because I want to hear mistakes, and I am doing a feedback document today where I write down your mistakes, and I'll put it in the grammar shed so everybody can see it later.
Great.
Yeah. And so what are you going to tell us about today, Stefano?
Well, I can speak about my favorite movie, if you like. I really like science fiction movie, and my favorite one is Alien.
Okay.
Alien is to me is one of the greatest masterpiece of science fiction, and it was made by Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott was the director of the movie in the 70s, and the main character was Sigourney Weaver, and I can tell that it's not just a science fiction movie, but it's more like an horror science fiction movie, because it's about a monster who goes inside a ship which is in the space called Nostromo. The ship get a message from another planet that looks like an SOS at the beginning, where in fact it is a threat. It's not an SOS.
Good.
They go down to check. They went down on the planet to check what was going on, and they discover a spaceship, an old spaceship there, with a kind of Martian inside. I don't know how to.
An alien, yeah, an alien.
An alien, yes, an alien. They immediately understand that he died in a violent way, but they don't know what happened in reality. One of them goes down in the ship and found kind of
just one of them goes and finds
okay, and finds like a lot of eggs.
Good, yeah, I remember.
He gets close one of these eggs, the eggs opens up, and comes out a kind of and I don't know, it's like an end that goes in his face.
We call it a face hugger, yeah.
Yes, a face hugger. I forgot I forgot the name.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
hug means cuddle. Yeah, I mean, usually it's nice, hug, cuddle, but these hug your face. They go.
See,
right
it's a face hugger. Then they go back on the ship,
Good.
And the monster develops inside the man who got the face hugger earlier.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so it impregnated the man.
Yes, he impregnated the man.
Good.
After a little bit, the monster came out from the stomach of the man.
Excellent.
And to make the story short, little by little kills everybody except the main character, who is able to destroy the monster in the end. And the only survivors will be Sigourney Weaver and her cat.
Good,
and
yes.
her cat.
Yeah, just two survivors, Sigourney Weaver and her cat.
But it's really a masterpiece because it has a lot of other meaning rather than just the story, because you can think about the monster as something inside of you that is destroying you, so something like depression or a problem. So it has a lot of meanings.
Good,
it's,
excellent. Yeah.
So it's really a total masterpiece, not just a science fiction film.
Yeah, you're talking about the very first film, aren't you? Alien. Yeah.
Yes,
Alien.
the very first. Yes. Alien, the first one, and also the second one, Aliens. It's not bad. It's not bad, but to me, it's not at the level of the first one.
I understand you. I actually enjoyed the second one, Aliens, but I think everything after Aliens went right downhill. The first two were good, but yeah,
yes, true.
Yeah,
true.
Alien 3, I couldn't watch it really. I think it's it's no good at all. But that's
also yes, also Alien 4. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I haven't even seen it. Number 4. When I number 3 was enough.
You didn't miss anything. You didn't miss anything.
I didn't think so. And I think that's often the case. Yeah, when they've got up to number 4 or number 5 or number 6, it's already time to.
It's just for money. Just for money.
Merchandising, exactly.
Yes.
That was fantastic, Stefano. I'm going to move on just because I've got
Thank you.
A student at 5 o'clock, so I want to make sure everybody gets to say something. So I can see Barbara. Barbara, are you ready to talk to us? Got 2 more students, Barbara and Seti, that I don't think have had a try yet. So Barbara, are you there? Okay, I'll ask to unmute. Maybe it's perhaps I'm. Okay, if Barbara's not there, Seti, are you there? And I just see Seti.
Hello, 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 Dave.
Hello.
I'm happy to hear you again. Hello, Manuel.
Yeah, I recognize your name. I know we've met before. I think a long time ago when we had a few live classes. Yeah.
I think you have met a lot of pupils.
Yes, it's true. It's true. And so, tell us about yourself. What's your name? Where are you from?
I'm from Russia.
What's your name? Because I think Seti doesn't sound Russian to me.
My name's Sergio.
Sergey, yeah, Sergey.
Exactly. Yes, you're right.
And whereabouts are you from? In Russia, because it's a big country.
I'm from Saratov's region.
Okay. Okay. Saratov. Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What books do you like? What films do you like?
My favorite writer is Leo Tolstoy. I think you know this guy.
I do, but I haven't read him. I must admit, I haven't. I must have read one of his short stories.
He was very popular in around the world, and people usually know him.
Yes, certainly.
And
which story do you like the most from Tolstoy?
I believe Anna Karenina is best, I think.
Okay, yeah, I think it's my wife's favorite. She likes Tolstoy.
I like Dostoevsky too, and he is another popular writer around the world too.
And which Dostoevsky stories do you like?
Many of them.
Me too.
For example, The Gambler.
The Gambler,
It's about a guy who lost himself because of the gambling.
It's a terrible addiction, gambling. I have a twin brother, an identical twin brother, and he had a very well, he was addicted to the fruit machines when we were 18 or 19, and it would shock me how much money he could put in the machine in 30 seconds. You know, he could easily fire £1 coins into that machine so quickly. And I could see that, yeah, it certainly is an addiction, gambling. It's quite a it's a difficult problem to overcome.
And
do you enjoy gambling?
I know that he is a mathematician. He is a teacher, as you are, right?
Yeah, like
he's a teacher of mathematics, right?
Good. He's a teacher like you are. Yeah, he's a teacher like you. No, okay,
like
as you are. Well, no, you're right, actually. He's a teacher like you, or he's a teacher as you are. You're right that, yeah, if you're going to say you are, we need an as. But if you just say you, yeah, so I don't think you made a mistake there, actually. But he's a teacher like you are. Well, in everyday English, we do say that. But I think we just say he's a teacher like you. Yeah. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but I not exactly following your what you have said.
Can you see can you see where I'm writing?
Yes, I can read the words you highlighted. He's a teacher like you.
Yeah, he's a teacher like you rather than like you are. I think we just say he's a teacher like you. Yeah, exactly. He is
enough for understanding.
Yeah.
So R isn't necessary here.
Yeah, it just sounds a bit clunky at the end. And I know that in academic English, they don't like you using like as a conjunction joining a clause. But yeah, anyway, we say, yeah, he's a teacher like you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, do you want to try one of the pictures?
Sure,
Yeah,
of
let's
course.
try that. Hold on, I'm going to stop sharing that, and then we'll start sharing. Hold on a second, share screen on the pictures, and let's go on to the next. We've done that one before. Try and make sure it's a new one each time. Some of them are more interesting than others. Perhaps we will try this one. Let's try this one.
I see a family, I think. A woman watching some kind of picture, I believe.
Not watching. A woman is looking at the picture. Yeah.
So,
otherwise.
So probably they have just bought this painting to decorate their room, I believe, and they're focusing on this new picture, right? And they decided to look at places, I believe, and have their bikes, and now they are riders on the bikes.
Yeah, I think they want to go to the countryside, yeah.
They have a child with them.
Good.
And it looks like they are trying to find exactly the same place as they have now in the picture.
Yeah, as they had seen, yeah, or okay, they are trying, as they have seen then, yeah, they are trying to find the same place they have seen in the picture. Excellent.
So picture has given them an idea to visit this paradise. And now finally they have the exactly place, and they are very happy because it indeed looks the same. But in some time they understand that there are a lot of mosquitoes, there are a lot of bugs.
Good. I would say after time. There are a lot of mosquitoes, a lot of bugs. Good.
And they are starting bothering them.
Good.
And they aren't happy at all now because of the bugs.
Good.
And sometimes it happens. Very truly picture.
A very true picture, yeah. It's very realistic. This is what happens in the countryside. Mosquitoes bite you.
So we love cats, we love dogs, but when we too close to the animals, it starts bothering sometimes.
Yeah, bothering us. Yeah, it starts bothering us.
Okay, and I see that they had to move from this paradise, home, I believe, to run away, to flee from this place because of these mosquitoes and bugs.
Good. Fantastic. And what happens when they get home and look at the picture again in the last one?
And they came back home. They have swollen from mosquitoes' bites.
Good. Their faces are swollen from the mosquito bites. That's a very good word to use. Yeah, their faces are swollen. Certainly the right word.
And they see the picture and they kind of regret what experience they have.
Good, yeah, they regret going to the countryside. Yeah, they regret sitting in the same place as they saw in the picture. That was fantastic. Very, very good. Really good, Sergey. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you,
I
Dave.
think we're going to stop there for today, guys. And I'm sorry if I've missed anybody. I think it's a case of microphones anyway. I think we did get everybody else in. And so if you have a little try on Zoom with your microphone, so Manuela, have a try. I will do the same. There's a few things which I still don't know on Zoom, which is, for example, how to move on the whiteboard. I'm not sure about how to use the whiteboard properly. I will get my son and have a little test go with my son just to try to get used to Zoom a little bit more, especially the whiteboard. Everything else seems clear. Now, I think that has recorded, so I will put it up on YouTube as well. I'll put a link to it on the grammar in the grammar shed, and I will show you all as well. I will finish this document off. It doesn't take me 2 seconds. I mean, this one, I'll finish it off. Yeah. So, for example, they are looking at a picture. I'll do that. It doesn't take me long, and I will put that on the grammar shed so that you can all see it, and do have a look at anything that you've made a mistake with, and try to make sure that in the next class you say it like on the right. Yeah. Remember, on the right is what you. Whoopsie daisy. On the right is what you should have said, and on the left is what you said. So on the left are the mistakes, on the right are the corrections. Yeah. And so please have a look at that document, and I will give you an example of the new vocabulary that came up. Somebody used give something a go. I think it was Maria. So well done. And I put bass player there just because of pronunciation. I know that that's very easy to look at and think bass. It looks like bass to me, but it's bass. And so I'll put a little bit about pronunciation there as well in the new vocabulary. Okay, who was that?
No, I was reading to ring a bell. Sounds familiar, so I didn't know this expression.
Yeah, okay, I say this. It's an English idiom, this. It rings a bell. And when you say it rings a bell, somebody said Sikorsky, that was it, Robert Sikorsky, and I thought the name rings a bell. I've heard it before, definitely. So you say it rings a bell when there's something which sounds familiar. Yeah?
We say also in Italian something like this.
Do,
mi suona familiare. Mi suona familiare.
Okay, yeah, that sounds familiar to me, but we actually do use that, the bell. It's like a bell ringing in your head. When you hear something you know, you think, it's like a little bell rings in your head, and you think, I have heard that before. Okay, yeah, but we will carry on, then we'll do the same thing next Friday. I'll put the link in the grammar shed like I did for the last 2 sessions, yeah? And I will record it, and so if you are shy, just keep the camera off. If you're not shy, keep the camera on. And it will go on YouTube. But if you have any questions, put them in the grammar shed. Any questions about this class, you know, put them in the grammar shed, and I'll be delighted to answer your questions. But I will see everybody next week, 3 o'clock, yeah, London time, yeah? Okay.
Hi, Dave.
Okay, fantastic.
Thank you, and bye.
Bye, guys. Yeah, bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take it easy. Thanks everybody for coming.
See you next time. See you next Friday, Dave.
Bye, thank you.
Fantastic.
So much.
Fantastic, guys. See you soon.
Yeah.
See everybody soon. Now, how do I stop it? Okay, is it here? Okay, stop share. End.
Thank you. Bye, Dave.
My pleasure, guys. My pleasure.
And thank you for the corrections.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'll see you next week. See
Yes,
everyone next
see you
week.
next week.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.